You are now tuned in to the Windy City Benders podcast. This is WCBP.
All right, we're back with another edition of the Windy City Benders podcast. It's Jarom, it's Tanner, and lo and behold, look who it is. Joins the boys once again, the one and only Nolly. What's up, bud?
The Hoosier himself.
Yeah, you moved to Indiana, and
Yeah.
you forget how the internet works, huh?
Yeah, we don't get much over here.
No, he tried to log in like 2 weeks ago, but he just got in now.
Yeah, that's actually why Reddit went down just now. I just got in, and all of Reddit went down.
Oh shit! So how have you been, man? Long time no see with the listeners.
Just
or
living
here.
it up, working and paying for a wedding.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you see his very awesome setup behind him. He's got his little office set up awesome with all his hot pictures and all that.
Post
But
2010, 2013. Yeah.
his house gloves. But Tanner, what's up with you, bud?
Not much. Just tired all the time.
All the time.
You know,
So
working that overnight shift, boy.
I was paying for the wedding for you.
Huh?
I was paying for a wedding going for you.
Oh, dude, easy.
Yeah,
We don't have to worry about it.
totally. Me too.
Boom. Sorry, bud.
So it's been quiet from us for a little bit because there's been nothing to fucking talk about.
It's been quiet everywhere.
Yeah, it's decided American Thanksgiving happened, and they're just like, we're not going to do anything hockey, no hockey talk, no nothing. And then this past week, it's just kind of, I still don't even know, is what's been talked about even confirmed, or is it still just speculation that there is plans for the January 13th start date?
From what it sounded, it was just we want January 13th to work. Both sides want that. But we just completely stopped all the finance talks. We didn't come to an agreement, but we just stopped talking there because there's no middle ground there.
I read something
okay, so things aren't going well.
Yeah, I read something that the players were talking to the media, and they're basically saying the owners realize it's not that hard to borrow money to make things work. And I guess the owners got really fucking pissed about those comments and all that. But it's there's no sympathy really, in my opinion, because it's billionaires versus millionaires and all this kind of stuff. I get why the players are pissed about the whole deferred payments and no interest on that kind of stuff too. But it's someone's going to have to break.
Right. I mean, if you're in their shoes, you're making way less money than the owners. And it's yo, fuck you, dude. You're asking me to take pay cuts, but what are you doing?
Not only that, but that burns a year of your contract.
Yeah. And
you only get a certain amount of years of actual play. Your career is only a certain amount of time. These owners are going to probably own these teams for a long time. Well,
the other thing, too, is their TV deal is up after this next season, as long as the season's played. And what they need to do is play this season so they can negotiate a new TV contract and hopefully get a way better deal, with something.
So with that in mind too, I can't say who, but I talked to somebody who actually is in talks with the NHLPA and all that kind of stuff regarding the TV deal. They are shooting to make this whole later season new industry standard, because less time going up against the NFL, they open up their TV slots and all that kind of stuff, and they believe they can get a better deal with that. So fully expect to see November through July hockey from here on out.
Starting in November?
It will start, the season will start in November.
Instead of October?
Yeah. Okay. So I guess push back a month, so it's only 2 months of football versus the full, almost the entire football season versus hockey.
You're still going up against basketball then, though.
Yeah, but who fucking watches basketball? Everybody just watches basketball highlights.
They still have way better ratings than any NHL game.
That's true.
Yeah, it's I don't understand
one of the easy sports to bet on.
I don't understand why they don't see the NBA, but maybe they don't see it as a competitor because majority of these owners own NBA teams too.
Possibly.
So,
I mean, they share the arenas as
yeah,
well.
so they're probably like, okay, it doesn't matter. We're still getting paid regardless. So
It could
Yeah,
be that they
like-
share the arenas, and it's like, if like the Hawks are at home, the Bulls aren't going to be at home that night.
right.
So local ratings are different. That's a good point.
True. Like if the Hawks are at home and the Bears are at home, you kind of a little bit competing right there.
Right.
Even though the Bears are fucking bad.
People still watch them though.
I turned on the game on Sunday for like 2 plays, and I'm like, why the fuck? Like, I don't give a shit. And I like turn it off. Like it's like I don't understand. Like I can't get
I know
the
days like
the
I'll
football
go on
anymore.
Snapchat and everybody's just like, "Oh, Bears suck again." I was like, "Oh shit, the Bears played today." Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, dude. I forget about Sundays all the time.
It was so
Yeah.
funny. They started 5-1. Then I found out they've lost. They're like 5-7 now or something like that. That's
I think they lost 6 in a row.
hilarious. Yeah,
Yeah.
so funny. But
Bears podcast,
yeah, Bears podcast.
I mean, there's more news going on with them right now.
Yeah, I mean, with the Hawks, like I was trying to think about some Hawks talk. The only thing I've been seeing is just the typical like the rumors from like unreliable sources and all that kind of stuff that the Hawks are shopping Kane and Taves.
People just
Stan
trying to
Bowman's
stir up some
yeah,
shit.
Stan Bowman's on the hot seat. All this kind of stuff. It's reading the comments on those posts are becoming funnier than like the actual like posts themselves because somebody was like, oh, we got to move Kane and Taves because, that Dylan Strome RFA contract is, really going to cost them a lot. So got to make sure you got that $20 million in space for that.
Yeah, he's asking 15.
Yeah, what is up with that too? Like,
I don't know. No RFAs are signing. Like, it might be one of those kinds of things where you want one of like maybe like Barzell. Like when Barzell signs, he kind of sets the market for the RFAs at that point, because of like the way that the cap's just flat. So like instead of it going up, like he can't really ask for as much as he probably could have asked for before then. So I'm assuming somebody like him is going to be setting the tone for like what people should be expecting. So that's why like Dylan Strome doesn't get a contract because they're kind of basing it off of like what the players that have been doing better than him are going to be getting,
It's kind of
like he can't go out and ask like for 4.5 if Barzell's only going to get like 6.
yeah.
Right. It's kind of how it is every year for like UFAs and RFAs. Like the biggest name one needs to go first because nobody's gonna pay over what that big name player gets.
Right.
They look like the idiot.
If you're an RFA with like this flat cap right now, and you're you're stuck with your organization for how many years left you have RFA, do you just sign 1-year tickets and then kind of like adjust to see where your team's at, like with the cap the following year? Or do you try to just get your big ticket, as big a ticket as possible, and just kind of put
I think
everything
go for 3 or 4 years. The only thing, like, I guess 1 year would probably be better than 3 or 4 because, like, the way it's been going, teams have realized that it's not like ELC 4-year contract and then the 11-year contracts that they used to do. Like, it doesn't work like that anymore because they realize that the middle years, like after their ELC, that's their prime.
Yeah.
So players are starting to get paid in those right out of their ALCs, and then they're later on, they're kind of Marlowe and Thornton it, where it's just like, I'll keep playing as long as you keep giving me a contract 1 year at a time.
I mean, I could see if I was an RFA, I'd probably do something similar to like a DeBrincat contract. I'm sure like teams would want that too, where it takes you like up to like right when you're 25, so you're still an RFA, but do it where
You get paid.
your first years are a little bit lower than what you would probably want, but like your last year of your contract is like super stacked up, and just be like, well, but at least by the time when I'm 26 and that RFA, that last RFA year, you're signing a contract that can't be less than like that last year that you just made.
Right.
This is DeBrincat's first year on that contract, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the 6.4. Yeah.
Yeah, and like his last year of it, he's making like 9.5 or something.
Yeah, his cap hit is the 6.4. Yeah, he's making 5.1 the first 2 and the 9 the last one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's making more than Taze and Kane than their last year.
I guess he's gonna be the one paying for dinner.
No, I think they have enough money.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
It's like if fucking Thornton went up to Toronto and was like, "Hey, Matthews, you're buying for me." What?
I would do that. Like respect,
you gotta
respect
hook
thing.
me up.
Okay, Matthews, pick up the tab.
Yeah, they sponsor you anyways. Like it's free.
Yeah, I would try and get as much free shit out of anything.
Do you have that RFA Reddit post, Tanner?
Oh fuck. Yeah, give me a minute.
Okay.
I was gonna. Well, for other Hawks news, you can talk about Lucas Reichel not going to be in the World Juniors.
Yeah, that's right. That's a big bummer. Lucas Reichel was going to play for Team Germany, the Blacks' first pick in the first round this year. He is out because of COVID. There's a lot of players.
All right, back to it. I got it.
there's a lot of players in the World Juniors that are kind of coming down. It's going to be a real bummer. Like all these guys too, they're going to be exciting to really see and get an idea of what they can do. Because I know with Reichel, like I didn't know who he was really until we drafted him, and now I was like, okay, cool, opportunity to finally watch him, and then gone.
Hopefully, like it doesn't like keep spreading through like the big time players that we want to see, like Reichel, and into the other teams, so that it's not like the last Winter Olympics where it was like there's no NHL players. I don't care.
I was in though too. If it keeps spreading, like, do like some of these teams that are loaning, like the Hawks, how they're loaning Kirby, like if it starts spreading and it's like, hey, we're pulling you got to come back because the season's possibly starting soon. Like that's gonna suck too.
Yeah, and I was watching Michigan Minnesota last night on Big Ten Network, and Minnesota smoked Michigan, but they're saying 5 of Michigan's top offensive players were in the camp for USA. So like, I mean, if like it keeps spreading, like why would Michigan keep losing big because they don't have offense because their guys are at this camp when they keep having to push it and like stuff like that? But
yeah, are you guys gonna be shocked if they decide to like cancel or postpone the World Juniors?
I think I'll be a little shocked just because they plan on doing a bubble like the NHL did.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be in the bubble right now. But they're still making cuts, so like I don't know, and they're kids.
Yeah.
So they're not like professional like the NHL players where they're there to win a cup. It's
right.
Yo, we're playing World Juniors, like they want to go have a good time.
True. I think like the Canadian players are the ones that like love like World Juniors is like step 1 and then NHL step 2. It's like but I mean Kirby's got to get used to it. It's gonna get back into another bubble, get to hang out with all the boys. Probably like not as cool of a bubble as the NHL one. But,
is he gonna be like the snobby bubble guy? Like, well, in the NHL bubble, we had this.
Yeah, like when the East or when Tampa went over to the Western bubble, and they're like, "The fuck is this bubble? Like, this bubble sucks." They're like, "Yeah, no shit."
Yeah, dude, we're in fucking Edmonton.
Yeah, it's like, oh, really? The NHL doesn't care about the West? Who would have thought?
Yeah. You were just in Toronto, where it's like a huge hockey mecca. Wow, fucking crazy, bud.
Here's Rogers Place and a hotel.
Jesus. But yeah, here you want to go back and do the RFA thing?
Yeah,
for sure. So it was I don't know where they were talking about it, but I think it was on like Steve Dangle podcast. They were talking about the RFAs, and so somebody put it together a team RFA of just like the guys that are still unsigned. And so like the first line they have Pierre-Luc Dubois, Matthew Barzal, and Jesper Bratt. Not too bad.
Jesus.
Second line is Dylan Strome, Anthony Chiarelli, and Luke Kunin. Third line is Casey Middlestat, Jack Roslovic, and Charles Hudon. And fourth line is Dmytro Timashov, Vladislav Kamenev, and Matthew Joseph. And then on defense, you got Vince Dunn and Ethan Bear, Oliver Shillington and Eric Chernak, and then Lawrence Pilla. And then they have Philip Myers on here, but he just signed a deal. And then Mackenzie Blackwood and Sam Montembeau are both in that. It's just like
I forgot Blackwood.
It's not too bad of an RFA team.
Didn't Vince Dunn sign? Who went to Montreal?
Not Vince Dunn. Vince Dunn's on St. Louis.
I know. Didn't somebody from St. Louis go to Montreal?
Jake Allen?
Yeah.
No,
Let's see.
I don't know who the hell I'm thinking of.
I don't know who you're thinking of either.
It's been a while. Don't have social media. Can't follow as well.
Hey, cap friendly, baby.
Yeah. It's crazy that Middleset's already an RFA. I feel like he was just drafted.
I also feel like he hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he was supposed to be like he's gonna be in talks for the Calder. Like, nah.
Was he the Boquist year or the Yokiharu year?
He was in 2017. So yeah.
I don't know what that was.
That's the Jesus.
Joel Edmondson.
Yokoharu. Joel Edmondson. Okay. Yeah, it's Yokoharu year. Casey Metalstad.
Not losing it.
Joel Edmondson had a nice little story though, because I guess his dad's really sick. I think I saw it was like some sort of cancer, and he said that he doesn't know how much longer he's going to be here. But his dad's favorite team growing up was the Montreal Canadiens, so he was so excited to tell him that he got dealt to the Montreal and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, I don't like Joel Edmondson, but hey, it's a cool little story there.
That's good. Good
Maybe
stuff.
more in Montreal.
He's got a modified no trade clause?
Who?
What? Joel Edmondson?
Huge pickup for them. Huge. Him and Webbs. Come on.
Yeah, they got a big defense.
Montreal's not going to be bad this year.
I don't think so either. I really like that the Domi Anderson trade.
Yeah.
Honestly,
that's if Anderson can stay healthy.
Yeah.
Everybody was saying that like Montreal like hosed Columbus. I think Domi's going to do really well in Columbus.
I think it was like the perfect move for both players. Like they're going to
I think it's going to be equal out. Like Anderson, when he's healthy, like you said, he can light it up. But Domi can fucking get in people's heads. And
Domi with torts? Oh.
Yeah. That's either a disaster or it's going to make Domi a lot of money. One or the other.
I'm going to say both.
A beautiful disaster.
Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of RFA still. Any more Hawks talk?
Not that I know of, right? Like, is there?
Yeah, it's funny. Bowman, ever since Bowman came out with like his media tour, talking about how they're gonna be more transparent with the fans and everything like that, I feel like it's been even like less information coming out from the organization.
Well, there's no information to talk about.
No, I know, but like I'm just saying, like it's funny. It's just so funny the timing of how like we're gonna be more active. We're gonna talk, and then all of a sudden there's just nothing to talk about.
Here's something I didn't notice that happened like 3 days ago. Apparently, the Blackhawks' new draft pick Drew Commesso, and then Alex Vlasic, who were both going to be on Team USA. They got dropped for COVID-19 protocols from the USA team.
That was the goalie, right?
Comesso's the goalie, yeah.
Yeah. I keep forgetting about Vlasic. He's going to be good, I think.
You think so?
I think
it's like cousin is.
No, I think I remember when we drafted him, watching him like his tape and all that kind of stuff. It's like he was one of those guys that he's going to be a really slow build up to potential. Like I don't think it's going to be for a little bit, but I think once he gets in, he'll be a solid like middle pair, bottom pair defenseman for us.
Well, I mean, I hope so. He's part of like a young defensive core of guys that like. If we could nail like 2 or 3, like that'd be great.
Literally, if it's just 2 or 3, we're set.
Are you talking about 2 or 3?
There's like 7 of them,
including Boquist and Mitchell, or are you talking about outside of those two?
Including.
So we need just one. We just need one.
If Boquist and Mitchell become what they're supposed to be, that's solid already to build off of.
Rossi sent me sent a picture about I think NHL was doing like the 31 and 31 days thing, and they were showing like the defensive core. I'm just like, that does not look good. Keith Boquist, Dahan Murphy, Zadorov, and Siebes. I love Siebes, but I think he's going to be a long-term IR. Switch Siebes with Mitchell, get him up there.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be a huge difference.
Yeah. I'm excited. I mean, I just want to see it happen.
And it's about, speaking of the decor, I saw something too about Scott Powers was kind of talking about who the Hawks could possibly lose to Seattle in the expansion draft. And he was saying the only one that makes sense right now is Connor Murphy, which would suck because I've really been liking how Connor Murphy's been playing.
Why wouldn't they protect Connor Murphy?
Take him.
He was talking about, like, he was saying something. It's like in athletics. I was just reading bits and pieces from what people were posting. He was just saying, like, from a combination of who you have to expose versus who has no movement clauses and all that kind of stuff, he would end up being one that had to be exposed.
I don't think so.
You're saying take him, Nolly?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're in rebuild right now. You have all these young potential defensemen, like we said. You still have Keith and Seabrook on the books. Plus, you just traded for Zadorov. I know he has 1 year on the contract, or 1 year left on his contract. But it sounds, I mean, they seem to like him in the front office. So depending on how he does, I'm sure they'll offer him another 3-4 years. And you have Dahan still. Like, I think moving Murphy, I thought he was great last year. But I think moving him, if that's who they lose in the expansion draft, I think that's a win.
I was thinking it was going to be Dahan that they lose in the expansion draft.
I would rather lose Murphy than Dahan.
Interesting.
I don't know. Actually, like, either one. I'm glad with keeping either one.
Yeah. No, if those are the two that are in the rumors and that's one of those two go, I think that's a win for the Hawks.
Yeah,
but
like
also
just
I would
opens up
rather
another
lose
spot.
Murphy than Dahan.
Do you call up Seattle and Ron Francis and be like, hey, what would it take for you to take Siebes?
No, because they'd be like Boquist, and you're like, no.
Yeah, like,
I don't think they cannot realistically think that.
Okay, Pittsburgh gave Vegas a first-round pick to take Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yeah, and Fleury was their starting goalie. They're not going to take less than a first for a fucking seventh defenseman.
Yeah.
Florida gave them a first-round pick to take Marchessault and what's his name?
Riley Smith.
Yeah, Riley Smith, and those are their
first-round pick. They gave him Marchessault to take Riley Smith.
Oh yeah, it's fucking and like a second or third-round pick with it. Like,
and I really hope Seattle does the same shit.
Anaheim gave them Shea Theodore to take, like, some grinder. I can't remember who now. And Shea Theodore was their number one defenseman now. Actually, Pietrangelo, but like Shea Theodore in the playoffs was just unreal. And you're like,
it was awesome. Yeah,
just gave them to him.
Teams definitely learned from the last expansion, and they're just gonna be like, this is who you have.
But here's the thing. But here, the flat cap, everybody's gonna be like, oh no, we're not going to be as dumb. We're not going to but it's like at the same time, when you have that flat cap, you're kind of like,
it's screwed you again. We're not going to be as dumb. God damn it.
This is going to be the COVID expansion draft.
Well, at least we won't be any dumber. We might be just as dumb. Just we won't do anything worse.
We're not going to give you 2 firsts now.
Yeah, we're only going to give you 1 first, and we're going to feel like we won because of that.
Oh, I hope Seattle's just okay with a second.
I'm trying to think. I can't wait for those lists to kind of start coming out, like who's going to be protected, who's going to be exposed, because I want to hear like what these teams are willing to do to protect certain players, like because there's wheeling dealing is going to happen, and after especially like we said after Vegas, I'm really curious what these teams are going to hold.
I honestly think that fuck Vegas. They should be able to have somebody taken from their team as well. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Who the hell knew that?
Yeah, I don't like
They've
that.
been in the league for what, 3 years now? Fuck you. You have your team. Like,
not only that, but look at what they've done. They've gone out. I mean, they have Fleury. They went out and got Leonard. They went out and got Pacioretty, fucking Mark Stone. Stastny. They've signed some of the biggest Pietrangelo, like some of the biggest UFAs they've gone out and signed the past 2 years. Like, no, you can fucking lose a guy in this draft.
It's so unfair that they just get to keep their team and everybody else is like, well, you're probably gonna lose a good guy. Like
and it's funny. I mean, like, I understand why they originally did it because nobody saw them going to the final their first year and then becoming basically the biggest UFA like marketplace of the NHL. But still, come on. I don't give a shit. I don't care.
If they were bad, like, what Seattle get from them? A bad player? Like, okay. Like, they should still fucking participate.
Yeah, I agree.
They're not fucking special.
I mean, they kind of are.
Damn, you're rolling your Vegas really fast there.
I just got like heated. But we still only have like 2 wins against them and one's in the playoffs.
Yeah, but we got that playoff win though. So
hell yeah. Corey Crawford got that playoff win and 3 stars.
That's true. You want to know how we got that playoff win? We beat Edmonton in the playoffs. So
that's true.
So suck it, Connor.
Oh boy.
We beat McDavid in the playoffs. Crawford won that game against Vegas. We beat McDavid in the playoffs.
You know what? All right, so since we're talking about playoffs, I want to talk about the realignment.
Playoffs?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So if there is a realignment, how the fuck is the playoffs going to be? Is the playoff is going to be realigned then too, right? It's got to be.
You'd have to do like West or you do 4 teams from each division.
Yeah.
Top 4 from each division.
And just do one
giant standing. So like 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15.
No. You got to win your way out of your division. Like one plays 4 in your division, 2 plays 3.
Oh.
And they play, and then conference is like Canadian division versus West, and then Midwest or Central, whatever.
Oh, yeah. All right. Hold on. Realignment real quick.
Yeah, here, I got them right here. No, I don't have them anymore. Damn it.
Blackhawks are moving east.
Yeah, good luck. They're in this same division as fucking Tampa.
All right, so as of yesterday, this has been updated like again because
the only good thing is they are gonna get shit on playing Tampa all the time. So first overall, give it to me.
But we also got Detroit.
True.
So yeah, they have the all Canadian division.
Honestly, I don't know if we'll beat Detroit.
I don't know.
Who's even their goalie?
Don't they still have Jonathan Bernier?
Is it Bernier still? Okay.
Yeah. All right, Canadian division: Calgary, Edmonton, Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, Vancouver, Winnipeg. Then you got Boston, Buffalo, New Jersey, both New York teams, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Washington.
Fuck, that's tough.
Then you got Carolina.
Buffalo, who just got better. And it's like, oh yeah, Buffalo, fuck you, bud. Stay at the bottom.
God, I love it. It's no matter what happens, no matter how good Buffalo gets, it's like, we're gonna keep you at the bottom though.
New Jersey.
That's a tough one. Even New Jersey. New Jersey, I think is gonna be a wild card. Like, no, I don't think they're gonna.
We thought Jersey was gonna be good last year.
I don't. But
they're at all anymore. So.
The theme with them last year, though, is they had their goaltending let them down like late in games. Like they had collapse.
No,
like late in game.
Good.
I don't know.
Also, Jack Hughes was supposed to be one of their best players, and he wasn't.
So, Carolina, Chicago, Columbus, Detroit, Florida, Minnesota, Nashville, Tampa.
Yeah. That's a fun one.
I mean, hey, at least we get to watch some cool matchups that we don't normally get to see.
Really, it's us in the Canadian division are the only ones that are kind of mixing time zones.
Yeah.
The Canadian division has so much travel.
Yeah, and so I didn't know this, but I guess it doesn't matter for them. But if you're flying within Canada, they only use. If you're flying from like a city in Canada to another city in Canada, they only allow Canadian airport companies to fly those. Mm-hmm. So like the prices are like insane. but like because you can't use international, so they have like a monopoly over the whole thing. So it's just like they just skyrocket the prices, but it doesn't matter because they have private jets anyway. So
Yeah.
because they're the show, and I forget that they're good.
Yeah, that's true.
The last division is the Ducks, the Coyotes, the Avalanche, the Stars, the Kings, the Sharks, the Blues, and the Knights.
Wait, the Blues are in that division?
Yeah.
I thought the Blues were in our division.
They moved some stuff around because Pittsburgh was originally in ours too. And they moved
Minnesota in and St. Louis out.
Wait, what?
To me. Didn't they moved Minnesota into the Hawks division?
Yeah, Minnesota was originally in that one.
And they took the Blues out.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't make sense to me, but okay.
It's this. I think that was like the one. It was like either it's like.
I wonder if it's because like basically like if you have Minnesota in that group, you're basically like it's Vegas versus Colorado. But you mix in the Blues in there, at least you got like some.
Oh, in the like West.
Yeah, because if it's Minnesota, it's definitely just Colorado, Vegas that are the two top teams.
Dallas.
And Dallas too. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that Dallas was like okay. They made it to the final.
Honestly, I always forget about them. So I had them out in the first round last year.
Is that the most irrelevant like final team in the last couple of years? You think?
I mean, the most irrelevant final ever was Edmonton, Carolina.
Oh yeah, that's true. but that's probably the most irrelevant team in there since that series. Then probably.
I'd probably say Buffalo and the Dallas Stars won.
899.
Well, they won.
Just like
I don't know. No, I don't know. I feel like the Devils versus the Kings. That was.
Oh, in 2012.
Yeah.
The Devils weren't winning that one, and neither were the Rangers. But I mean, Rangers fans got hyped because they were at least in the final.
Yeah, they got.
That was. I felt so bad for the Rangers because that was after the Hawks Kings conference final, and it was just like, and you have freaking Mike Modano come out saying like, "Well, that was your Stanley Cup right there."
Well, how do you guys feel about the divisions though? Like,
it's interesting. Like,
I think the Canadian one's gonna be fun, and Canadian fans are gonna go fucking ballistic because every game is versus another Canadian team, and there's gonna be so much shit talking between like Canadian fans, and it's gonna be hilarious. But I mean, even that whole division, I think, is gonna be good. Like, I mean, Ottawa's going to be obviously the lower end of that, but I mean, even the lower end teams are going to be good. I mean, look at Vancouver last year; they looked a lot better. Toronto's Toronto; they'll get knocked out first round, whatever.
If they move playoffs.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Montreal got a lot better. Vancouver, like I said, who the fuck else is there? Oh, Calgary.
Jets.
I'm not high on Calgary. Jets, I'm not high on, but I mean, they're still solid teams. And then Edmonton, you got McDavid. I think McDavid's going to come out. McDavid and Draisaitl are going to be pissed off after last year.
I think that the Northeast division is going to be.
It's the hardest.
I think Boston's not going to make the playoffs.
Thank God.
Because like they've been. I mean, they usually play with like Florida, Detroit, Ottawa, Montreal, and like
Toronto.
Yeah, and now they're going to be going against the Rangers, the Islanders, the Flyers,
Penguins,
the Penguins, and
plus the Flyers. Flyers are going to be nasty this year.
Yeah,
Carter Hart has another year under his belt.
Like, Jersey and Buffalo are fucking screwed.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about Washington? I mean, like,
I don't know.
I'm curious with Lundqvist.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he'll be cool as a like nice backup and show Samsonov like some shit.
Are they running with Samsonov as the number one? Was that the plan? Well, I didn't know. I don't know because I mean I really don't follow them, so I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he played a good amount last year because Holtby was like pretty shaky.
I mean, he was shaky going to the playoffs when they won the cup.
Yeah, he was shaky ever since Kucherov just moved him in a real game instead of the All-Star game.
Twice.
Hopefully
I'd
that
be
broken.
fucking shaking after that too.
Real quick, back to the Canadian division though too. A lot of like writers are saying that needs to be a permanent thing.
What does?
All Canadian division.
No, that's stupid.
No.
Just the travel alone is stupid.
Yeah.
And then on top of that too, you'd have to relocate. Like the numbers won't add up because there's only 7 Canadian teams, and there's now enough for each division to have 8.
Right.
So that means you got to finally go back their team back.
Oh yeah, they're well now you have to give us a team.
Yeah.
Pick Boston. Pick St. Louis.
Pick Minnesota. I don't know what it is. Like Minnesota's never done anything wrong, and the Hawks always roll them in the playoffs when the Hawks were like on their run. But I just like fuck the Wild, you know? Like I don't the Mild because we always autocorrect it to Mild. The Minnesota Mild. No, but I think honestly like if you like end up doing like a final like re-division whatever, I think it should be like baseball where it's literally scattered throughout the country so that the East literally they don't have that easy fucking hour train ride to some games where the West you literally are flying 3 time zones to get to some games like or 2. Baseball it's like
so like how there's like the American League
has all split up.
Yeah, but they have East and Central and West.
No, I know, but like instead of Eastern Conference, Western Conference.
Oh, you're talking about like the American League, National League.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So like you do have like your East, Central, and West, but you're playing more across instead of just one away against each team on the West.
And then with that too, you can adapt that Taves like schedule proposal.
Exactly. Yeah.
You would have like the Rangers and the Islanders being in the 2 different.
Yeah. Exactly. Where then you get that interleague play like baseball does.
True. Except for like unlike baseball, we don't need like some different rules. Like
no, absolutely not. No, I just
play goalie.
Definitely like
one league gets the trapezoid, one doesn't have it. Like
one gets the over the glass rule, the other one doesn't. Bring back 2-line passing.
Oh my god. You know what? That's it. I fucking remember 2-line passing. Holy shit. I wonder, there's so many kids growing up that have no idea that was a thing.
No clue. I barely remember it, but I do remember it. I remember squirts, it was a thing still, and I'm like, yep, the fuck is this?
Yeah. I legit remember like being a kid and playing like Super Nintendo and like turning 2-line passing off.
Every single time. Every single time I got
like this is so much better. Why don't they just do this?
I remember they got rid of it. My dad was like, "Why the fuck would they get rid of that?" And then like 2 games, and he's like, "This is so much better hockey."
To keep the guys from cherry picking. It's like, but nobody's gonna stand in the fucking neutral.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
So with these divisions too, like like a lot of these lower end teams. Do you think they have a little bit of advantage coming in though too with the shorter schedule too? That if they potentially get hot at the right time, like they can possibly sneak into a playoff situation, or is it still just like the top dogs you're just gonna fucking feast?
I mean, they definitely could, especially if like say Washington ends up using Lundqvist for most of the games to start the season, and he's not doing well in a new arena because he played for the Rangers for so many years.
Yeah.
And they have a slow start because of that. It gives a chance maybe like Buffalo, if Taylor Hall and Eichel just light it up right away, or Skinner, and they get out hot and then they just catch up in front of them. And then it's Washington's trying to catch up to Buffalo. I mean, it definitely could, but I don't know. I mean, like those top teams, they're always going to be there.
It's always going to be like the St. Louis, the Tampa,
I mean, looking
at our about St. Louis,
looking at our division, we have a chance at making a playoffs, maybe.
Like I don't think it's gonna happen, but
I'm not really scared of Minnesota or Nashville or Detroit.
Zuccarello's out to start the season for Minnesota.
Yeah,
and they don't have what's their goalie situation right now?
Who do they have
for Minnesota?
Yeah,
They have Stalock?
Oh no, they traded Dubnik.
Yeah, they traded Dubnik to San Jose.
Yeah,
Is it just it's Stalock, right?
I think so.
All right, I'm gonna pull them up the roster really
Yeah,
quick.
like Carolina is going to be good. Okay.
Yeah.
Columbus will probably be good. Sounds good. Detroit, not that scary. We're not that scary, but like we have like good guys. Like we have Kane and Taves and fucking what?
Kirby's gonna be good.
Minnesota signed Cam Talbot. Forgot about that.
Talbot.
Oh,
That's right. That's
not
right.
scared. Florida, like I don't know, is Bobrovsky gonna suck ass still? Because then not
Scott
scared.
Darling's gonna come in and light it up.
Yeah, true.
Well, Rossi, like when Rossi was on, when Rossi recorded the last episode with us, when we were talking a little bit of Florida, he goes, dude, I like the two guys underneath Bobrovsky a hell of a lot more than Bobrovsky right now. So it's like, I think they have like that Spencer Knight too, that I think when he gets his shot, he's going to be like a Carter Hart, and then he's just a young kid that's going to just take the spot and run with it.
And not only that, like you don't really know what Florida is. Like
they're always a bubble team.
Exactly. And even with Quinville, like everybody thought that was going to be the X factor to get them over the hump. But like when you have guys like Taze and Kane and Keith and Seabrook in their prime and Jarmelson, like he did in the Hawks, it was only a matter of time before that took off. He just helped push them there and stay there for a while. You don't have those big time players in Florida. And I don't know how he's going to do during like that adversity, because I mean the Hawks were on the rise and Florida's been stuck here.
Their defense is just their defense is just nothing. Like it's like Ekblad, Yandel, and even Yandel is not a good defenseman. He's a great offensive defenseman, but he's a liability out there on the back end.
Yeah. I feel like Ekblad had a lot of potential, but like he's getting older now, and I mean he's still not even that old.
He's 24.
Like
24 for 6 years, man. I don't fucking know.
I mean, he could go for a long time, and he's going to be a solid defenseman, but I don't think he's a 1-2 guy like they thought he would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, like concussions kind of derailed him a bit, but also Nashville's in the division, not scared of Nashville.
Not scared of Nashville at all.
And then Tampa is like the only one that's like guaranteed. Tampa and Carolina, I think, are guaranteed playoff spots.
Yeah, 100%.
Columbus is up there as long as they get the same goaltending they got last year, which they are a very defensive team, and it's kind of likely.
And they're also shopping both goalies, though.
Well, that's because like you kind of don't care which one you keep. Like you just see who gets the better deal, and then you're like, all right, that's fine. But I'm not like this division isn't scary. Like we could sneak in to a playoff spot.
Especially, so here's the thing: if they do those divisions, the U.S. teams, is it like you're only playing in your division since Canada can't leave their division?
Yeah,
I don't know. That's what I was trying to find too, and I haven't really seen too much of that, because that's like how does like you almost would have to play like against your own division just for parity. Like you can't have just the Canadians play 17 like this other 6 teams and then have everybody else play every other division. Like
exactly.
But I get this great idea. What if we took just instead of like all these teams, we just took like the best Canadian players and just put them against like the best American players, and then also against like the best Russian players, and like maybe like some like the best like Swedish players and maybe like the best like Finnish players, and just like did like a league like that.
And
maybe
like
a team Europe.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. Just bring that shit back, boys.
Dude, I would love this. I'm really upset they didn't do another World Cup, because I would love that team. I'd love that team North America, team Europe.
That was so stupid to do like Europe and North America, but that North America team was so much fun. It was so much fun.
It's that game against Sweden. Like
I was gonna say that game. They thought that they like clinched a spot and they went wild. And then they're like, oh shit, wait, like USA has to lose or something for us to get in still? Oh.
that was
the drama of that whole tournament. The Phil Kessel, like when the USA lost and was like, felt like there's something important I could have been doing today.
And Matthews and McDavid playing together.
Oh. Matthews in like playing against NHLers before he even made it to the show. It's
And
just
then scores 4 goals his first game. Don't worry.
But yeah, like I said,
NHL now.
the division, the realignment, I'm actually hype. We could be the worst team, but we could also sneak into the playoffs because we're in the worst division.
It's just weird not knowing what the Hawks are going to be.
Yeah.
Like on paper, it's like one thing, but when you're like really looking at it, you break it down, and it's like there's so many variables right now for the Hawks. Like who the fuck's our goalie going to be? What defensemen are going to be rolling out? Is Seeds going to attempt to play? Is Keith going to still be putting up like his big minutes?
This is all defensive stuff you got thinking out here. We can score a shit ton of goals.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not too worried. It's just that whole back end. I'm just worried about with the Hawks. Like it's not even
it's weird how we're talking about the back end again about the Blackhawks.
Yeah. I don't know. We were talking about this at work, and I'm just keep talking. Like as much as I want to see Lincoln and get the job and get a chance, I hope he doesn't, just because I don't want him getting thrown into a situation too fast, because I do think he is potentially that answer for us long term, and I don't want him getting Forsberg out there.
I want Subban to just take over. He's got the most NHL experience with like 30 games or something.
Him take over.
Rest or played.
Goes and gets taken by Seattle.
And then lights it up in Seattle.
Yeah, so it's gonna be really interesting. Also, what do you guys think about possibly doing like realignments every like 10 years to the divisions to give like fresh matchups and fresh different things? I'm not saying I've never seen anything. I was just thinking about this because I was just thinking like how cool it is seeing these different divisions, and like it's exciting with these different matchups coming up. Like that's something.
We're playing Detroit more now.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit sucks.
Maybe,
but don't.
Yeah, I want to hear the chant again, even though there's no fans. Maybe they'll pump it in there though.
Yeah. That'd be so.
Maybe like next realignment, instead of East versus West, do North versus South, and like cut it like Chicago up and then down. Conference.
I don't know.
Something. I don't know.
NHL, hire us. We'll think of some stuff.
We'll fix it. We'll
figure it out, man. Just give me an NHL 20 game. Give us about 3 cases of beer. We'll figure out a good alignment for you.
You're gonna do it with NHL 20, not 21. You don't have at least one outdated one.
I don't care.
It's the same fucking game.
Yeah, it is.
They should have just like made every game that you play in a bubble. Like, oh, I'm gonna go whack some golf balls real quick.
I would say be a pro. Be a pro. Like that's their big update. Is you get to do bubble activities.
Go sit in the quad, shoot some hoops.
Oh shit!
Grab some Timmy's from the van.
Well, yeah. What else is there?
Not much. This is the last thing. I'm just gonna throw it out. Just kind of like shits and giggles. The whole hockey rule, like that Logan or Jake Paul. I don't know which one is which. When they had,
who cares?
Yeah, with their fight that Nate Robinson, and then you had Evander Kane and Robin Lehner calling him out, saying that they would fuck him up. And now whatever brother is fighting Floyd Mayweather, kind of thought like, okay, if listening to like the players say they want in on this, what would be your dream NHL player, current or former, versus either like a celebrity personality or like a TV show movie character?
I got one.
Go.
So my original thought was Bob Probert versus the chicken from Family Guy. So I think that would be like my heavyweight bout, and then I'd want a lightweight bout of Phil Kessel versus Charlie Day. Because I think that would be unreal to watch.
Oh man!
I mean, Charlie Day's got the upper hand in that, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
But I feel like Phil Kessel's got that. I mean, just that no. I feel like he's the guy that just like eats punches until the other guy's tired, and then just goes in and finishes him.
That's like the Simpsons episode where Homer's the boxer, and he just
exactly.
keeps getting punched, and the guy finally gets tired, so he's just like, boom, down.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's my heavyweight and my lightweight.
It's like who? John Scott versus Donald Trump. Just fucking feed him.
It's like that'd be like when John Scott went to fight Kessel and Kessel just started swinging his stick at him. No!
I'm trying to think of who it was. Like Kevin Westgarth, I think, when John Scott was on the Hawks and Westgarth was like on the Kings, and they got in a fight like right up against the glass, and John Scott just bounced his face off the glass with a punch, and I was like, "Oh my fucking god!"
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, it was
fuck.
great. I'm trying to think of like what are some other great Hawks.
What about Bolig
versus Marcus Foligno, where he broke his eye socket? That's a sick one too.
Brandon Bolig versus Wayne from Letterkenny.
Ooh,
That's a heavyweight.
That's not bad.
That's a legit fight.
Wayne, look.
Oh man, well, Nito Burrito.
I like. Oh man, Nolly's your two. I really like.
Thank you.
Because it's just like you don't expect it, either of them.
Yeah, thanks.
So I can't think of like fighting.
What about like Donald Brashear? Or no. Oh fuck, what's his name from Goon?
The Rock.
The Rock
versus fuck, I don't even know. He's a tough bastard.
Ryan Reeves
versus Revo, yeah, fuck it. That would be a fucking bout. Holy shit.
That would be really good.
That would be a really good one.
Just any of the old like heavyweights, man.
Versus
did you see LaRock? I don't know, like he said on his radio show or his like podcast, I don't know what he does, but he was saying that there was people reaching out to him about him possibly fighting Tyson in one of these exhibition fights.
I was going to say Tyson, honestly.
What?
I was going to say LaRock versus Tyson. I was like,
Like-
yeah, maybe not.
Like I don't know how much serious that because I guess LaRock just says stuff to like you said this. LaRock says stuff to like drive like
Wait, are you talking about? You said Revo, or are you talking about Reeves, or are you talking about LaRock versus Tyson?
LaRock.
Okay, because you said Revo, didn't you? I don't know. Fuck, man. I'm getting confused.
Oh yeah, so I don't know. That's some interesting choices. Let us know who you would want to see NHL versus character, celebrity, whatever.
Also, who would you want us to see us fight?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Who do you want to see me fight?
Yeah. Who do you want the three of us to fight? Celebrity or NHL guy?
Yeah.
Should we just throw Potsy in this and just be like, Nolly versus Potsy, let's go.
Or LaRock versus Potsy. I want to see him get
I still will never forget the day like we went to see Potes when he was playing in for the Hitmen, and there was just a line brawl going on, and the other goalie skates to the hash mark, so Potes starts skating to the hash marks, and the goalie starts to like drop, and Potes is like, no, waves his glove and goes back to the net.
What?
Kid loves goalie fights, but won't be a part of one.
Yeah. So, yeah. You guys got anything else?
No, I'm all groovy.
All right. Well, that was episode 116.
Oh, I didn't check.
I think it's 160 or whatever. We'll call this one the Nolly's back.
Hey.
Hey.
I don't know.
So yeah.
I'm back, baby.
So check us out. Check us out on Spotify. We're now on Pandora podcast, part of the Pandora podcast family. Not a big deal.
You can only open Pandora's box.
Yeah. YouTube. Oh, and well, no, it's not going to matter because this will be posted after the voting's over. Our jersey vote, the finals going on tomorrow or today when this is posted. It's going to be the Hawks. The Hawks are just steamrolling the Yotes in their one division, but it's tied. It's tied right now between the Yotes and the Nordiques.
Yeah, the Yotes with 2 fucking jerseys in the finals.
You guys were talking about that the other day in the group text. I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? I don't have any social media. I had no clue what you're
Oh, yeah. We're doing it to the 64 jersey bracket. Like,
yeah, Dice is. You said something about Dice like helping something, and I'm like,
yeah, he broke the tie. There was one that was a tie, and I'm just like, fuck, I don't know what's gonna happen if it ends in a tie. And then Dice comes in and votes. I'm like, oh, thank God. But yeah, so we did rest in peace jerseys, reverse retro jerseys, third jerseys, and special event jerseys. And
I can't even go on Facebook anymore without an account. Like it won't let me click on.
Yeah, so the final four, Nolly, is the Yotes reverse retro versus the Nordiques, and then the Yotes third versus the 2019 Hawks Classic. That's the final four.
That's a good one. I don't like the Yotes reverse.
No,
not really. Nordiques all day.
All right. Well, if this ends up being a tie, at the time the voting ends, yeah, Nolly's got the deciding vote with the Nordiques.
I hope it's not a tie. I hope actually the Yotes win by one.
I was hoping that it was gonna be. I was really hoping it was gonna be the Yotes versus Yotes because I was like, oh God, I don't want to see another Blackhawk thing going all the way in a Blackhawk podcast poll kind of.
Oh, so bad.
But I mean, that does that in not Blackhawk podcasts. So
yeah, that's true.
That Winter Classic jerseys, come on.
So, all right. So that was episode 116 or 117. I don't know anymore.
Come on.
Yeah, there you go. It's the best one. I love that one. But
I'm looking.
Yeah, that's the two. That's the competition right there.
I just 116. Okay. All right. We're done.
All right. So for Tanner, Nolly, and Jarom, this was Nolly's back. We'll check you out on the next one.
All right. See you later. Love you, boys.